Hello and welcome back, everybody. My name's Annie and this is my creative detour. Today I'm going to be doing a very quick thrift haul and show you what I've been picking up over the last few months actually. When I go to my two favourite secondhand or thrifting sort of stores. One of them is called Reverse Garbage and it's discarded products from other businesses. So companies that don't want some of their waste products or their discontinued products, they send it to Reverse Garbage and then they sell it on to the public for you to upcycle projects out of it. So I went there maybe about 6 weeks ago and picked up a few things. And then I've also been to my favourite secondhand bookstore at Salisbury here in Brisbane. I go there probably once every 2 months because they get, new stock in. I usually try and get 8 books because I think it works out to be $3 each if you buy 8. The price drops from $4 each to $3 each. So let's have a quick look through. I'll show you the things I got from Reverse Garbage first, and I'll link both of the websites to the businesses in the description below for you to have a little bit of a look. They obviously are not going to be in your area, but there might be some locals that want to check them out, or you might want to have a bit of a look at it and then search a business similar to these businesses in your local area. But let's have a little look. I've got a few things here, a little bit of hardware. They have a really big table at Reverse Garbage in the middle of the store that has all little bits and pieces. So this is actually a decent amount of some of that packaging that is put onto the top of bags, and you know how it bends over on itself, and it's like aluminum but really heavy duty aluminum. And I think this might have been $1 for the quantity here, and I'm guessing that this is probably around about 2 meters. So I've got no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it's one of those things that it will just turn up in a project when I'm playing with something and I think, that's what I need there. So I got that. I also got these tiny little clamps, and there's 2 sizes, and they've got tiny little teeth on them, and when you squeeze them, they bite shut, and then they've got a little loop for you to put a charm or a split pin or something onto it, a jump ring. So I thought that they might come in handy as well, and so I got a few of those. I got a black and a white one of these. Now this is really heavy duty canvas. I don't know whether you can hear it. It's canvas, and then it has a ring on it and a hinged loop that opens up. And I just thought that these might be really handy as some sort of closure. I could stitch through this onto something, and then this can hook open and shut. So I got a black and white one of those. I think that these were 2 for $1. I think they were a little bit more expensive. Then I got these discarded tops from bottles of some sort, and you can see that they've been twisted on the top and it's broken the seal, but they're plastic discs, and they have different things printed on them depending on what they've come off. This one says flip off because you got to flip it off. This one's got paralyzing agent, so this must have had some sort of medical product in it, but they're just little plastic discs, and I think they were 20 for $1, something like that. So they were the little bits of hardware that I got. Then I got some more fabric. Now, Reverse Garbage is really good at having a range of different fabric books that are no longer wanted by the company. So you can see here it has quite a lot of different fabrics in it, and they're all upholstery fabrics in a lot of different colorways. So I grabbed that. There's some brighter ones at the back and lots of neutrals here. I have quite a lot of fabric samples, but I just thought for $3 for the quantity I would grab that one. I also grabbed this one. It's $3 as well. Now this one's interesting because it's I think it's curtaining fabric, and it's lightweight, and it's got a lot of fabrics that are see-through or transparent and could be used for different applications. So you can see my hand through this. So it's a netting. So like sheer curtaining fabric. Got some solid colors at the back, and then it goes into some mesh ones here that might be handy. Then this wave one, then the net one, and then this textured one. It's got lots of different colors in that. And then it's got some metallics at the front. So I thought that was good for $3. And then we have this one here, and it's got some longer lengths on it and a few different colorways. It's quite contemporary, and it's curtaining fabric as well, and it was $2. And this last one at the back is much bigger for you to be able to open out and see the pattern. So a few different colors in that one that might come in handy. This might be really great in like in a nature journal, or in this one in, you know, a cruising or a, you know, ocean themed journal. So they were the fabrics that I got, and the hardware that I got from Reverse Garbage. The next things that I got were books. I got most of them from the secondhand bookstore at Salisbury. There were a few that I've just picked up randomly when I've ran into a secondhand store over the last few months, but most of them, as I said, are from the Salisbury bookshop. So this one here is called The Golden Years, and it's by Graham Inson and Russell Ward, and it's a massive book. And it's all about the history of Australia, and it's got some lovely images, different advertisements, things about the First Fleet, convicts, a lot of political information in it. It's got sporting things in it, and so it's just got a lot of interesting information with some great illustrations in it, and it's got a bit of architecture in it as well. It's quite a few of cartoons, and then some artwork history as well. So it's just got a good general spread of Australian history in it. So I picked that one up, but it's huge. You can see how big it is. And that publication was 1971, for those of you that are interested. Okay, the next one that I got was the Historical Atlas of Music, and it's by Collier and Linden, and it is a comprehensive study of the world's music past and present, and it's dated 1968. Isn't this page beautiful? It's got the library stamp on it for Brisbane, it's got a price here, it's got some other stamps and written bits, and the page is lovely. Unfortunately, quite a few of the images in here are glossy, but the rest of the book is on a matte paper. So it has some nice black and white images of composers and musicians and where they played at or performed at. It also has maps in it showing the journeys of different musicians and composers and where they travelled. And the maps are lovely because they show movement and the story of somebody. So here's some advertisements of Mozart's performances, and this is the travels of Mozart. So it shows where he travelled to in Europe and the dates of when he travelled there. So the maps are lovely. So I just thought that this was very interesting. It has lots of different types of content in it, and some great illustrations and images, and then lots of lovely text and music as well, for those of you who are interested, Historical Atlas of Music. I also got Architecture, A Great Art of Building by Trewin Cobblestone. Now the date of this one is 1969, and this has different periods of architecture. So it has the different styles. So you can see here neoclassical. Actually, I think it might have modern at the back. Then neoclassical and romantic. And then it goes into Renaissance, medieval, early Christian, Byzantine, classical. So lots of different styles. And it has some lovely illustrations and also images. And the illustrations are almost playful. You know, the colouring on them is quite playful, like out of a children's book almost, for some things. So I just thought that it had a good range of different types of images and sketches and maps and buildings and things like that. That was a good find as well. I picked up England is a Garden by Catherine Hamilton, and this publication was 1989, and I picked this one up because it has lovely watercolor illustrations and compositions overlaid over the top of some sketching. So the sketching is of the built environment, and the watercolors are of all of the flowers and plants. And each page has a botanical element and a man-made element, which is quite nice. And they're just lovely, like the page compositions are beautiful. So I thought that that was a good pickup. They'll be lovely to put in some journals, some of those pages. A quick flick through. And the pages are aged. We've got, aged spots on them, which is nice. Oh, there we go. Oh, look, there's a fairy. I could have used that on my fairy card. And then I have a little pile of a few random things. So I have an Australian hymn book. This was 1975, and it's just a nice little hymn book. The pages are lovely. They're aged, and they're nice and thin, and they'll be perfect for coffee dyeing and tea staining. Just a little Australian hymn book. I also picked up the Companion Planting in Australia book, and this is by Brenda Little, and the drawings by Ken Gilroy. And the date of this book is 1990. It was reprinted. Now I grabbed this because of the illustrations. It has some lovely illustrations of companion planting. They're vibrant. They've got quite a lot of colour in them, and they're playful. I like how playful the illustrations are. So, for example, this one here of turnips. Turnips like being planted with peas, potatoes and beans. And so we have peas here, beans there, potatoes, and then the turnip. And the illustrations are lovely. Most of the pages have a big image on the right-hand side and text on the left. Occasionally there's one where I'm going to have to make a decision, but some lovely little sketches to use. This one here is called A Field Guide to Reef Fish of Tropical Australia, and it's by R.H. Carcassonne, and it's got over 737 illustrations in it. And the date of this book is 1977, so you can see that most of the ones I've got are in the 70s. But this book here has got lots of lovely black and white, like just sketches throughout the information. And the information is lovely because it's sort of in short paragraphs stating basic information. At the front of the book, there's some lovely pages that have got columns of fish. So it's a column of fish here, but on the other page, there's a column of fish here. So you could take that page out and cut it in half and make a bookmark, and then watercolor around these, put some color on them, and you'd end up with 2 bookmarks. I might do that actually. I might make some bookmarks out of these pages, some fishy bookmarks, or belly bands. That would look nice, or pockets. That would be even nice too. But the thing that drew me to this book was the middle section. Now, some of you may have seen this. I used it on my full deck challenge video. In the middle of the book, it's got 48 pages of colour plates of tropical fish from Australia. And the colours are very vibrant. The fish are interesting. So there we go. Unfortunately, it's a little bit glossy, but we can work with that. We can put some matte medium on it. Some lovely images here to be able to use when I'm after fish. And when you go swimming at the Great Barrier Reef, this is how bright the fish are when they swim past you. They're phenomenal. It's like swimming in a rainbow. So there we go. That's that one. Now I got these two, and these ones are obviously out of a series which I've not seen before. This one, What Became of the Mayas and What Became of the Mamelukes. Now this one is by Paula Francis, and this one's by Mary Cathcart Bora, and they're both from the same year, I think. Yes, 1969. Now the reason I picked these up, because they've got some lovely illustrations in it with different techniques that I used to use when I was doing architectural illustration. So a lot of cross-hatching. Don't know whether you can see the cross-hatching. It's got hatching, cross-hatching, and stippling for the drawing techniques. But the most lovely part of these are the monochromatic plates dotted through the book. So you can see here we've got like a tealy colour with black and white and a neutral, and the different hatching techniques that they've used on them, and they're dotted through in a few different locations, and they're just really interesting sketches. So I grabbed those because I just thought they're super interesting. Wouldn't that look lovely on the colour of a nautical journal? So that was this one. I think this one's got teal colours, and this one, the plates are blue, monochromatic blue. So got some Turkish temples. There are some black and white sketches throughout the book. That's lovely, isn't it? Look at the hatching on those sails and in the waves of the ocean. So they just look super interesting, those books. And the book itself, the book size, once I've used the pages, the book sizes are quite nice in that they'll make some nice altered books, and the dust cover's nice as well. Now, lastly, I picked up 2 books from my local charity shop, not from the secondhand bookstore, but this one just from like the Salvation Army or something like that. This one was 50 cents, and it's the Book of World Music by Alan Blackwood. Unfortunately, the pages are glossy, but for 50 cents, I just thought I couldn't leave it. It has some images of different artists over the years and performers, and it also has images of different types of instruments. So I thought that that was useful potentially, and it has composers in it. So here's the instrument section, all the woodwind, the brass, the percussion, and then it gives some history of music and where it's come from and how it has progressed. So that was good pick up for 50 cents. And the date of that, I'm not sure if I gave you the date of that one. Let me see. That one's 2010. Then the last one I got, and it's an A.A. Milne book, and it was $1. And you can't walk past a A.A. Milne book when it's only $1, no matter how many you've got on the bookshelf. It's the Christopher Robin verse, and the illustrations are by E.H. Shepherd. And this one is 1992. Just some beautiful illustrations and some lovely pages that I can take out and put into a journal. There's enough space around them for you to be able to crop them and get them to work in different sized journals. So there we go. So that's the Christopher Robin verse book. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining me today. I really appreciate you watching the video. If there's any books here that you want more information about, that I may not have covered the date, or you want, information about the publishers or something like that, just leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you with some more info about it. I hope everybody's having a lovely weekend and having an opportunity to do something fun and new. And I'll be doing some projects this week. I've got a few projects that I'm halfway through building and making, but I'll be releasing those videos throughout the week this week. So I'll see you in a few days' time. So that's all from me today, and thanks again for watching. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye for now.